One of these ideas built your world. The other tried to burn it down. But both were fueled by the same thing: your greed. Welcome to the bloodiest financial war in history. Two worlds, one planet. For over a century, humanity has been torn between two radical visions of how to live, work, and trade. On one side, the invisible hand of the market, capitalism, promising infinite growth through competition. On the other, the iron fist of collective equality, socialism, promising a world without bosses or poverty. This isn't just a political debate, it's a financial war that has built empires, fueled revolutions, and decided the fate of billions. But where did these ideas actually come from? And why did they turn the 20th century into a global battlefield of money and power? Prepared to decode the DNA of the modern world. Capitalism is simple. Your greed is the world's gain. By letting individuals pursue their own profit, the market magically creates progress. It's the system that gave us the Industrial Revolution, the smartphone, and the $100 trillion global economy. But this engine runs on a brutal fuel: competition. In a purely capitalist world, if you don't innovate, you die. It's a game of winners and losers, where capital, money, is the only thing that talks. It created the greatest wealth in history, but it also birthed the Gilded Age, where a few titans owned everything, while the masses lived in the shadows of their factories. Is it freedom, or just a more efficient form of survival? Socialism was born as a scream for justice. It argued that the workers, the ones who actually build the world, should be the ones who own it. No more billionaires, no more exploitation. The dream was simple: a planned economy where everyone's needs are met and the profit motive is replaced by human need. From the Soviet Union to Mao's China, this idea promised a utopia, but when you remove the market, you replace it with the state. Central planners now decide what you eat, where you work, and what your life is worth. It was an experiment in total equality that often ended in total control. A beautiful theory on paper, but a terrifying reality when enforced by an iron curtain. By the end of the 20th century, the score seemed settled. The Soviet Union collapsed, and capitalism was declared the victor. But the story didn't end there. We realized that pure capitalism leads to monopolies and crashes, like the 1929 Great Depression, and pure socialism leads to stagnation and tyranny. So the world cheated. Today, almost every nation runs a mixed economy. We use capitalist markets to generate wealth, but we use socialist-style taxes to fund healthcare, roads, and education. Even China, the world's largest communist party, runs one of the most aggressive capitalist machines in history. The war isn't between two systems anymore. It's about how much of each we are willing to tolerate. Now, a new battle is brewing. Artificial intelligence is threatening to automate every job, making the worker obsolete. Does this lead to a socialist universal basic income or a capitalist dystopia where a few AI owners control everything? Meanwhile, global debt is at record highs, and the gap between the 1% and the rest of the world is wider than it was during the French Revolution. We are at a breaking point. Is the current system sustainable, or are we heading toward a great reset? The financial war of the 20th century was about factories. The war of the 21st century is about data algorithms, and who owns the future. The stakes have never been higher. Capitalism gave us the world. Socialism tried to save it. Neither is perfect, but understanding their war is the only way to survive the coming economic storm. If you want to know how money really works, you belong here. Subscribe to Finance Unfolded and join the 1% who actually understand the game. Now tell me, in a world run by AI, do we need more capitalism or a new form of socialism? Comment below.